evening, high school sports fans, and welcome again to another edition of the Big Time Sports. I'm the mellow tones of Charlie Jones, and tonight in the house we are going to talk Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints baseball. I've got head coach Neil Nalawadi in the house with these rough and tough Central Catholic Saints. So stay tuned. We are going to be talking high school baseball. On the agenda this week, 3 games coming at you on the Big Time Sports TV network. Dover, Philly. How about some baseball this week? How about the Dover Tornadoes making the trek to Tuscarawas Park to take on the Quakers? That's always a good one. We're going to find out on the Big Time Sports TV network. That's Dover, Philly baseball coming at you this week. And then, of course, we are going to go to, I think, anyway, we're going to do a Strasburg Central Catholic softball game. I think that game is probably going to be at Strasburg. They changed things a little bit because of playing conditions, but we're going to have the Strasburg Central Catholic softball game that's coming at you Wednesday night from Strasburg. Then last but certainly not least this week, we're going to go back to Central Catholic and do another Central Catholic softball game. It's a Saturday noon baseball game against the Fairless Falcons. Let's edit that. That noon game this Saturday is a softball game. Central Catholic and Fairless softball coming at you this Saturday. So 3 big games this week on the Big Time Sports Softball Network. So you be sure to ride along and watch with us. Now, if you're a high school sports fan, I want you to go to BigTimeSportsOhio.com. That's BigTimeSportsOhio.com. Now, we've got everything you want if you're a high school sports guy or sports gal. 53,000 followers on our Facebook. Something's happening at Big Time Sports. 53,000 followers on our Facebook. Don't forget our daily podcast. We got a show called 99 Mile Per Hour, hosted by former Cleveland Indians pitcher. And for you young guys, Indians pitcher mean Guardians pitcher in today's baseball world. So Percy Garner is the host on the 99 Mile Per Hour podcast show. And then, of course, the video portion of the podcast show is called Big Time Sports Today. Percy also is the host for the Big Time Sports Today podcast show. I'm going to step back. We're going to take a break. When I come back, sitting right here beside me, head coach Neil Nalawadi of those tough TCC Saints. We'll be back after you watch this from Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's. Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back to the Big Time Sports Show. Today, Central Catholic baseball is on my agenda. With me now, head coach Neil Nalawadi of those tough Central Catholic Saints baseball guys. And Coach, welcome back to the Big Time Sports Show.
Thanks, Charlie. It's good to be here.
All right, so Central Catholic baseball. I know that last night you lost a tough one up at Strasburg, but I had a guy that texted me and said, Charlie, the Central Catholic team has really improved. What are your thoughts?
We have. We've got a lot of underclassmen. We've got 3 upperclassmen, 1 senior, 2 juniors, and our goal is to improve every game. We expect a lot out of our underclassmen, probably too much at some times, but we want them to continue to get better every game in practice, and we want to turn this thing around as soon as we can.
So you have more on the roster this year as opposed to last year.
Yes, we have 14 total. Large freshman class. We have 6 freshmen. Large 8th grade class coming next year as well. So the program numbers are really starting to turn around as compared to we had 9 or 10 last year, which is really difficult and trying to play out the season.
Now I know, Coach, you've been around the game of baseball for a long time. How do you practice? Doesn't it still take 9 guys on the field?
It does, but we've got we do a lot of fielding. We do a lot of drills where we don't need to have all 9. I throw a lot of batting practice still, so
Wow.
that takes a position away. But we do whatever we can just to get reps.
Okay, so 14 players this year. Okay, you say you got a large freshman class.
Yes.
How does a coach in a small school like Tuscarawas Central Catholic continue to breed new ball players, to bring new ball players up? Because this guy, you got no JV team,
Correct.
right? And there's a lot of teams that you're playing that have JV teams,
Yes.
so there's a little bit of an advantage there.
Well, probably isn't very fair to some of our younger kids. I mean, they're learning on the job. They don't get the benefit of playing JV teams against weaker pitching. They're playing against varsity. Like I said, we expect a lot out of our younger players. Some take a little longer to develop, and that's why we practice. That's why we encourage. But we're a little bit behind, but it's going to pay off with the experience. That's what we keep telling our players, that the more experience we get, the more confidence we'll get, and the better we'll be.
How many years, Neil, have you been in the dugout? How many years have you been coaching this game called baseball?
Wow.
Long time.
Probably 20 years, different levels, different leagues.
Okay, so what do you find now? What do you think of today's high school baseball compared to maybe 20 years ago when you got into it?
I think today kids are a lot more specialized. You have kids playing year-round in baseball. They're probably a little more advanced now than they were when I played, in terms of mechanics and fundamentals, but also there's a lot of overuse as well. I think kids probably throw too much these days, and I try to give as much rest as possible, especially with their young arms. But it's much more specialized than it ever was in terms of, instruction, equipment, you name it. It's a big business now.
A small school like, well, in the IVC, when I talk small schools, I'm thinking Strasburg, I'm thinking Malvern, I'm thinking Tuscarawas Central Catholic, but you talk about there are kids that are in the batting cage year round, okay? Yeah. But when you're at a school like Tuscarawas Central Catholic, you are multiple sport guy. Yeah. You got guys coming off of basketball that haven't touched a bat since last season or this past summer, right? How tough is that to get them going?
It is, because you're going from one season to the next, and then you've got AAU basketball during the summer. There's not much time to do everything anymore. Excuse me. And 3-sport athletes are very unusual. Our senior, Nate Wright, plays 3 sports. One of our juniors, Dylan Dummermuth, plays all 3 sports. And it's a challenge, and it doesn't leave much time to work and improve on your own, but they still find time to do it.
So, Coach, who do you have coming up next? Who do the Saints take on in high school baseball next?
We will play Strasburg at home tomorrow evening. We just played them on Monday, as you mentioned, and
okay.
then we'll move on and play Tusky Valley on Friday, if the weather cooperates.
Wow, Tusky Valley. Now, I'm hearing good things, aren't I, about that Tusky Valley baseball team?
Yeah, good program. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so if you had one extra day of practice to get ready for Wednesday night against Strasburg, one extra day, what would your clipboard say? What are you working on in practice to get ready for the Tigers Wednesday night?
I think the same thing I always talk to the players about, making a simple play. In the field, communicating, just making the simple play, the routine play, and at the plate, I'm very big on putting the ball in play, making contact, adjusting with 2 strikes. I've said that's how we're going to win, and on the mound, we just have to throw strikes. Nothing too difficult, just I try to make it as simple as possible.
Okay, so the IVC now. Give me a look at the IVC. You got a North Division, and you got a South Division in all sports, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now, your division is what?
We are in the North.
That's right, you're in the North. What does that North Division look like? Who is the team to beat in the North Division this year?
Well, we saw Strasburg last night, and Strasburg is always good. They're always solid. Buckeye Trail as well, they're defending champions, and they bring a lot back. But Newcomerstown was very strong last year. Their program's really rebounded. Malvern has a lot of numbers. They've improved quite a bit. So it's, in years past you had a team or two at the top, but now everybody's pretty much even. And also Cotton Valley, I see they're 3-0 on the year too. So it is challenging. Okay,
so Coach, you got a North Division and a South Division. I know in basketball, at the end of the season, they do a little thing called Basketball Showcase, where they bring in the North Division and the South Division, and then they all have a whole day of basketball. Anything like that in the sport of baseball in the IVC?
Unfortunately, no, but I would love that.
Wouldn't that be? That's what I was thinking.
The South is very strong. They've got very strong teams, and I've always believed that to get better, you have to play better. And I would love to see something like that in baseball eventually.
What's the difference between today's high school baseball player as opposed to 10, 20 years ago?
I think the reps, the specialization, you have a lot more kids that play summer ball, travel ball, specialization in sports has really taken over as well. But, it all boils down to just having fun and playing hard, and that's what I try to tell our players.
You know what? You know why I like talking to Coach Neil Nalawadi? Because I know he's going to have a smile on his face, because I know he has fun coaching the game of baseball.
I enjoy it tremendously. And, even in a loss last night, I look for the bright spots, and, it's fun. And I always tell our players, have fun today, have fun today. Don't make this difficult. Just enjoy it and have fun.
All right, Coach, I got to call timeout. I got to throw it to a break. So you people at home, stay right there. We're going to talk Saints baseball tonight on the Big Time Sports Show. When we come back, one of those tough Saints will be sitting right over here beside Coach Nalawadi. We'll be back after you watch this from Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
Hi, my name is Carly Clark Maley, and I'm a 2010 graduate of Strasburg High School. I was very involved in all athletics here at Strasburg, and I'm just here to tell you today that as some of my fondest memories of being on the athletic fields with my teammates and my friends, it is time that Strasburg gets updated facilities. We hope we can count on your support and vote yes for issue 11 on May 6th.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
The other guy's insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Welcome back to the Big Time Sports Show tonight. Central Catholic Baseball is in the house. That last segment, Coach Neil and I talked about the Central Catholic Baseball program. This time around, we're going to start talking to some of the Saints on that Central Catholic roster. And Coach Nalawadi, we have a young man here with us on this segment. You know him a lot better than I do. You spend a lot more time with him than I do. So why don't you introduce this young man now? And Coach, as you introduce him, if he has a nickname, give me a nickname. Give me something that we really shouldn't know, but we're going to find out.
This is Nate Wright. Nate Wright is our lone senior. Nate is a three-sport athlete, pretty decent golfer, I understand. Basketball player. He's the hustler, the defender, the guy most likely to take a tough charge in the paint. Nate's not very big, but he played a mean center. And in baseball, he's an outfielder. Last year he was an infielder. He's converted to outfield. He'll do anything he's asked. He's even pitched some innings for us, Charlie.
Wow.
And you know, Nate, he's taken a leadership role, and he kind of polices our team. And as far as a nickname, I'm not sure of any. I'm not going to make one up on the spot. But
Okay, all right.
He's our leader.
All right, so Nate Wright, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
You know, Coach Neal just showered you with all kinds of big accolades here, so you're sitting there with a smile on your face. Do you agree with almost everything Coach said?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. He was right about basketball. Tough guy. Try to take a bunch of charges. You know, baseball, do whatever he tells me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to help the team is how I'm going to try to help the team.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. Let me get you into just a little bit of hot water here, okay? And, you know, Coach Neal Nalawadi, he's a big guy. He's got a big chest. You know, what I mean? He's not an easy guy to get to get down. But what is your favorite sport? You're playing 3 of them at TCC. If you could only play one sport, what would it be and why?
Without any offense to Coach Neal here, I'd stick with basketball.
Oh,
It was just, you know.
Okay, so that's just that you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you went from the infield last year to the outfield this year. You cover a lot of territory out there.
I try to.
So are you having more fun in the outfield, or did you have more fun in the infield last year?
I make a lot less mistakes in the outfield.
Oh.
And I'm in left, so I have Grady Stein in center, so we get to...
Oh, so you got people watching
we keep
your back
it
for you?
entertaining, yeah.
Who's doing all the shopping in the gap out there? You or Stein? Huh?
Whoever's closer.
Oh, okay. All right, so what is your favorite thing to do in the spring? You're a senior, okay? You could be taking your senior spring off, you know, and just relaxing and having a good time, but you're going to come back, you're going to play for the Saints, you're going to play for Coach Nalawadi. You like the game that much?
I love the game. I love baseball, but I love my school more. So anything I can do to help the school, there's guys, a lot of young guys that could use the experience that I have, not only in baseball, but I've played varsity sports for 9 different seasons. So any way I can help them learn to improve how they play.
Coach, I mean, I like the way he talks. He's talking about it. He's talking about love for the school. He's putting his school before his own personal means.
Yeah, you know, the small school, Charlie, I was told by my high school football coach, you play everything. You know, to make the school successful, that's what you do, and that's what Nate does. And we need more athletes like Nate.
Nate, you're a senior at TCC. What does the term senior leadership mean to Nate Wright? Because, you know, a coach like Coach Neal here counts on senior leadership. Right, Coach?
Yeah, I do very much so.
I mean, someone that would keep your guys in line, you know, even just running stretches before practice, going pole to pole, foul lines, just making sure guys aren't goofing off to keep everybody in line. Okay, he's got a big job to coach and help us get better. I got to make sure that they follow that.
Okay. Now, so when you say pole to pole, what does that mean? You're just sprinting from one pole to the other pole? Is that just an exercise?
We start from our left field line from the dugout to the foul line pole. Across the other foul line pole to home plate. That's how we start every practice.
Okay.
Stretching.
All right. So is it tough coming off a basketball season and putting on that baseball hat?
Yeah, it is, especially because basketball does wear on your body. It's a long season. So I mean, just getting back in, it's a completely different game. Change of mentality, change of how you play. It's a lot different.
Yep, absolutely.
This kid knows what he's talking about, doesn't he?
He does.
Okay, so you're a senior at TCC, and I ask all the seniors the same question, okay? So where are we going to see Nate Wright down the road of life? What are you going to do after TCC?
I plan on majoring in chemistry. I'm not sure where I'm going to college, but chemistry should be right along the line.
Chemistry? Chemistry? Are you? I can't even spell. I can't even spell chemistry.
I can't spell either, but I don't know. There's something about it clicks.
Wow. Okay. So, Nate, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the season, and good luck down the road of life. Okay. Neil, you got a good guy here.
I did that, absolutely.
All right. So there you have it. Nate Wright of the Central Catholic Saints and Coach Neil Nalawadi. Now, during this break, I'm going to bring up two new Central Catholic Saints, and we are going to talk more Saints baseball. We'll be back after you watch this from Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
It's always that personal touch that they know you.
Prime Time has people that can help you through every step of the way, and when you're my age, you need that extra help.
You don't want a lot of questioning when you're already dealing with a medical issue. Prime Time is trying to help us get down the road as long as we can.
And if you're not in the right situation, a senior can lose everything. I feel with Prime Time we picked the best program.
I wanted something that I could learn a little bit more about what I was passionate about.
I wanted to learn a trade that would always be in demand.
Buckeye has so many opportunities for everyone.
You're here because you want to do what you came here to do.
This is the best choice that I've made. I just think it's set me up to be a better person.
We're back to the Big Time Sports Show, Central Catholic Saints Baseball in the house. That last segment, we talked to senior Nate Wright as well as Coach Nalawadi. This time around, we are going to end the show tonight with two more of those Central Catholic Saints. Let's go all the way down to the end of the table and say hello to my young friend Dylan Dubermuth, a junior at TCC. And Double D, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm so excited that you guys are here with us today.
I'm excited to be here.
All right. So, Dylan, why don't you take this opportunity to introduce this young man seated between us, because you know him better than I do. And like previous introductions, if you got any dirt on him, any nicknames, tell me all about this young man seated between us.
Well, this is Grady Stein, good friend of mine, good teammate. Been playing with him for a year now. Played football with him 2 years ago. I don't have any dirt on him.
No dirt?
No, he's a good kid.
Nothing funny, huh?
Nah.
Okay. All right. So, guys, let's talk Central Catholic baseball. And Dylan, since you're at the podium, we might as well start talking to you. So, how's your season gone?
So far, we're 0-3, but there's definitely a lot of improvement. And there's the ceiling is a lot higher than it was last year, and the floor is a lot higher than it was last year.
Wow.
Compared to last year, more kids, so you're able to have more reps at practice, more help at practice, and everybody's just looking a lot better. We're coming together as a team.
That's great. That's well said, well stated. Now, Dylan, if I got a report card from Coach Neil, what would that report card say on Dylan Dubermuth so far this season?
I'd like to say it's going to be an A+, but there's definitely a few things I can do better. I haven't really been hitting the ball as well as I should be, but that's just adjustments. I got to make adjustments in the box. Defense, I think I've been pretty stellar. So.
Okay, so where do we find you? Where do we find you on the field for the Saints?
You'll find me behind the plate. I play catcher.
You're the catcher?
Yeah.
That's the toughest job on the field. I was a second baseman way back in the day, but I happen to think that the guy behind the plate, just think about this. Nothing happens unless you're involved.
Yeah.
Every time there's a pitch, you're involved. Guys like Stein and Wright, they're standing there out in the outfield half asleep, waiting for the ball to be hit. But no, you're in action, you know, waiting to ring one up. That's a tough job you got.
That's what I love about it. I'm involved every play, get to call the pitches, always involved.
Okay, so how did you get a head start on baseball this year? Or you just came right off of winter sports right into baseball camp?
I played basketball, but I mean I was still working in the off season. I did summer ball. Throughout the fall, while I was recovering from my back injury, I was still doing certain drills, and I was still going up to the clutch facility, and I was still doing catcher work.
Okay, all right, let's go now to your buddy Grady Stein. And Grady, you know, your buddy Nate Wright said that if he can't run that ball down, if he can't get to that ball, Grady Stein is going to get there. So you got good wheels?
Yeah, I mean, pretty good.
Yeah, somebody told me that you're chasing down the fly ball before it leaves the bat. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so do you enjoy playing baseball?
Yeah, I love baseball. I love it.
How many sports, Grady, how many different sports do you play at Central?
I just play football and baseball and maybe golf this year. I'm not really sure.
Okay, so what's the best thing about playing baseball for the Saints?
Oh, there's a lot. I like all my friendships. Like the whole team, we all get along really well, and we all just have a great time every day.
Okay, so how you doing at the plate this spring so far? Are you getting some bat on the ball, or maybe a couple more swings and maybe you'll connect?
Yeah, I need a little practice, that's for sure.
Well, keep in mind now, Grady, that you're only a sophomore. Okay, so you're the youngest guy on the show tonight. Might be one of the youngest guys on the entire team. So you're going to learn every game something different. So you got to play the game, get better, and get better. So what does Grady Stein do if he's not playing baseball? How do you fill all that time if you're not playing baseball?
Oh, I like to hunt and fish a lot.
So you're an outdoorsman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I golf a lot. Do
Right.
that. That probably doesn't help my baseball swing, but.
Oh, okay. So who's your golf coach?
It's a Trip.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
forget his last name.
Okay. All right. Hisrick. Yes, Trip Hisrick.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what does he say about your baseball swing when you're standing over a golf ball?
Oh, I haven't really played golf yet, but I've just talked to him as just a person.
All right. So, guys, they're telling me now that it's time to close the door on the Big Time Sports Show. Now, Grady, do you think you can help me do that?
Yeah, I will.
And what about your buddy Dylan, the guy behind the plate?
I think he'll be all right.
All right, now. So here we go, guys. Now, I need a clean pickup, okay? No error. I want you to throw a bullet over to first base and ring him up. Are you ready, guys?
Yes, sir.
Ready.
All right, so here we go. Keep your socks high.
Your powder dry.
And bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.